Well, hey y'all. So today we're going to do a good little snack for you. I've been getting a lot of questions about what I'm eating for lunch, eating for snacks now that I'm on a much more low-fat kind of diet. Because I had my test done, and genetically I am not able to metabolize fat very well, and so I'm not supposed to eat a lot of fat. I'm supposed to have a low-fat diet. And that comes on the heels of doing the ketogenic diet, which was very high fat, and I was inexplicably gaining weight. I had the test done, and now I'm back down to my healthy, happy weight. Yay me. So if you're interested in that health, it's Inherent Health genetic testing. Look back like 6 or 7 videos, and I have a thing on it and a link and all that. Or just Google Inherent Health genetic testing, and you can find it on that. Okay, so today, this is kind of a typical lunch for me, or a typical snack. It's kind of a flatbread, pizza-ish approach to things. So I'm taking a tortilla, and I am gluten-free. I get a terrible rash if I eat gluten, so I don't have full-blown celiac or anything, but I do get a lot of the symptoms of a real gluten intolerance, so I have to be careful about it. So this one we're using today, it's the Food for Life brand, and it's 130 calories. Now, if you are eating a low-carb diet, if you're on the other side of the equation, like my husband is, get a low-carb tortilla, and then you can pile on more fatty things and keep the carbs really low. But for me, carbs don't really matter anymore, thank God. And, oh good, that's the one I'm gonna show you, that one's ready. So for me, I just need low fat, and this one is pretty low fat. It's got 2.5 grams of fat, so that's perfect for me. Now, what I'm gonna put on it is just a little bit of hummus, and so this I'll just put it all, and you wanna get it all the way up to the edges, because when you put it in the toaster, it can burn. This stuff, because it's made of rice flour and tapioca, and it burns like crazy. Like, you can turn your head for 1 minute and suddenly it's just crusted black around the edges. So make sure that when you're making your tortilla, and I put about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit less, of hummus all the way up to the edges like that. All right, then I'm gonna pile on basically just the freebies. And this is a great way for you to get your veggies and things like that. So this is just some chopped spinach that I had left over from dinner. Just right out of the freezer, slam it against the sink, and it'll break it up and kind of crumble it. Let me just show you how just grab a handful of it, and then I'm just gonna sprinkle that like that, and I'll do another couple of handfuls. This is free. Spinach, kale, collards, any kind of leafy greens like that. I've been using Swiss chard some. I found some wonderful organic frozen Swiss chard, and that's really good. That has a wonderful flavor. But this is just good. This is spinach, so it's very mild flavor. And then on top of that, I diced up a few onions. I had an onion left over from cooking dinner last night, so I just diced the onion. The onion smells so good. Once it starts to broil and the onion gets kind of brown, oh, it's just delicious. Then I'm gonna put on some freebies, more freebies, right? So I've got some roast tomato salsa. I've got some super, super hot sauce if I want it really spicy. Just some regular paste when I can find it, or like just some Franks. So I think I'm gonna put Franks on this one. Again, 0 calories, and I just kind of just go like that all over the place. So far we're up to 200 calories for this, just under 200 calories for this whole thing. Now on top of it, I know I always talk about eat whole foods, don't eat things in packages, don't eat stuff with chemicals in it. Well, I gotta tell you, it's hard to find good fat-free cheese. There's no such thing as natural fat-free cheese. So I have been using the Kraft fat-free sprinkles, and I also sometimes use Laughing Cow. So, I mean, the ingredients aren't perfect, but it's definitely not as full of crap as it could be. So I'll put a few little, just maybe 2 little handsful of the fat-free sprinkles. So it ends up looking like this, all right? Now this, we're gonna pop it in the toaster oven, not the toaster, don't put it sideways down the toaster oven for 5 minutes, just kind of depends. Again, keep an eye on it, because these little flatbreads, the little tortillas, they burn really fast. So let me pop this in, get it out. This one. Oh, that smells so good. All right, so this is the one that I made earlier, and And true to form, like I was saying, be careful because the little edges burned a little bit. Now this one I made a little bit differently. This one I did with a corn tortilla, an actual all corn tortilla. Be careful. I found some that were even the Whole Foods brand that say corn tortilla and they have wheat gluten in them. So make sure you read all of the ingredients. This does not have any wheat gluten in it. This is the Maria and Ricardo's brand. So I just did one corn tortilla, so there, and I put a little bit of Laughing Cow. I did one wedge of Laughing Cow cheese, and then I did some, oh, I know what I put on here. I just had some of this left over. It's just some organic salsa, just like that, just chunked, like with tomatoes. That's really good. So I just put that, and then I put more spinach, and then I topped it with the fat-free cheese, and it looks like this. Now, as you can tell, there's a little bit on the edge. See, it's kind of burned right there. Yeah, so that's because I was busy cooking and talking to y'all, and I wasn't watching my tostada. It's really good. Need some salt. But other than that, it's fantastic. So this whole thing, that's just over 100 calories. So you could have 2 or 3 of these for lunch and you'd be in great shape. And it's super filling because you have all the extra vegetables in terms of the spinach and the salsa, things like that. So I hope that helps. I hope that's fun. And remember, you know, diet is 85% of the equation. So if you're trying to shape up, lose weight, do all that, you do have to exercise, but man, you cannot out-exercise a crappy diet unless you're running, you know, 15 miles a day. And even then, your body's gonna be stressed from the bad nutrition. So just remember, you cannot out-exercise a crappy diet. So it is 85% what you're putting down your gullet that makes a difference. Because I've heard people, since we're getting here to kind of bathing suit season here in North America, at least where I live, everyone's saying, oh, I've got to get rid of my, you know, I've got to make my arms beautiful for my tank tops, and I've got to get rid of this, and I've got to do my push-ups, and I got to do my sit-ups and my crunches so I can have a flat stomach. No, girl, that is fat. And the only way you're going to get rid of that fat is you have to diet it away, and you have to do cardio. And by diet it away, I mean just change your eating plan. Eat the way that works for your body. If that's a low-fat, high-carb diet, then do that. If it's a low-carb, high-fat diet, do that. Or maybe you're balanced, you're somewhere in between. So just kind of test it out yourself. Just remember, you cannot out-exercise a crappy diet. So eat good stuff. All right, I hope that helps. This is my tasty little treat. And now it's 5 o'clock somewhere here. That means I'm going to go open a little bit of champagne and have a friend over and have a snack. All right, y'all stay fabulous. I'm Maddie Roberts.